Alright guys, we're going to go over the games from tonight. I haven't done one of these in a little bit, so we'll get into it. The client's a little different now with how you do replays, so I'm not sure if this is going to be black screen to start for you right now or not. Yeah, it's going to, because it's supposed to be windowed, but it's showing up like this. I'm not sure why. Since they updated the patcher, the way you do replays is different. I got to figure out the better way to do it because this was going to affect it. So see if I can fix. Okay, you should see it now. Hopefully that volume in the game isn't too loud though. My God.
To Summoner's Rift.
Holy shit. Everything's so loud because it's not the way I normally do it. So I'm just gonna fix this stuff first. Just bring everything down. Fuck. Okay, we should be good now. Okay, so this game we have an extremely strong pick composition and easy ways to follow up to with Jarvan and even it depends on, even Cho'Gath could start the pick if we have good vision control, which you guys do a good job of moving vision around where we're going to be attacking. So like we always talk about, you don't need to sweep in an area that we're not going to be contesting. Same thing with vision. If we're going to be setting up vision, it should be in an area that we want to contest, basically. There's going to be a moment right here, Mystic. Yeah, you're using your abilities way before you even hit level 2. So even if you hit your hook here now, it wouldn't even matter much. So you just be more aware of when you're hitting level 2 kind of thing. And again, we should always keep track of where the enemy jungler should be starting. So this is good job by Central here, knowing he can go take the Krugs. And she doesn't even have the red buff yet, so this is something I know Dubs mentioned to me that he has a bunch of ping issues right now with his internet, but you guys got your wave stuck on this side of the lane a lot. So we need to make sure we don't do that because you're just making the lane in their advantage because it's a lot easier for them to set up stuff for roams and everything for their team to just help out. So we gotta, hopefully Dubs will get his internet fixed too so we don't have to worry about him lagging because we really have issues with farming that we have to fix mid lane and bottom lane, especially those two lanes. Alex generally goes even with who he's going against, but you guys will see the goals on the spreadsheet and all that, so you know what we're aiming for. I don't have you set at like professional level, but so pretty inactive first part of the game, which is perfectly fine. This is something that I said you guys did a good job of tonight, which is something that should happen every night. Just because we have an earlier tempo team doesn't mean you have to just get kills right away. It's perfectly fine to be patient, and you guys did a really good job of team fighting. Don recognizing he's hitting level 6 before this guy. This is the same thing I tell you guys. You got to recognize when you're hitting 6 and when when you're leveling up and when they're leveling up. They need to pay attention to that too. That guy should have never been that far up on the lane, but it was a good job by Don. And then Central also collapsing over there. So always got to keep track of that stuff, guys, because that can put you really far behind. So 6.5 minute mark right now. There's only one kill on board. This is something I was telling we talk about all the time, but Central, you did a really good job tonight. We have we now know have we now know that we have priority in top lane, and you know that around this time the second buff, excuse me, be coming up. So you called for Alex to come down there and invade with you. This is good. This is kind of stuff that we need to be doing more often. And the same thing, Mystic, though. If we know we're invading on the other side of the map, you guys just need to chill out. So um, there's no need for us to step up here. We just want to kind of chill. So just remember, if you see your teammates making a play on the other side of the map, especially with Central, we know that our number advantages won't be on our side. So just got to relax. You guys did a good job of fending this off. And the Ignite almost gets him, but he lives because of that big shield. So, but now we're down we're down Summoner because we used Heal and Ignite. They used Cleanse only, but it's okay. But you guys we just gotta chill a little bit because remember he's gonna Dubs will hit item spikes sooner as a champion than Varus, so it's perfectly fine to be patient here. Shouldn't say item spikes. He hits spike as a champion sooner. This is a good job by you guys collapsing because at the same time they were setting up a lane gank. So the same thing that we talk about a lot is if you guys are going to make a play, obviously you guys are reacting to the team, so this is good. But beforehand, if you were deciding on doing anything, you would ask, has anyone seen the jungler in a minute? But it's a good job you guys collapsing together. And it's just a waste of the Sejuani ultimate there. So it's good for us. And the first 3 dragons this time are the mountain. And the first major mistake that we made this game is on the 3rd mountain, where we overextend after we get Varus's flash. Remember, it's the same reason you can always revisit stuff, especially when it's a immobile champion that burns their flash. You can just revisit it. It's perfectly fine just to get the summoner only. That's a small win for us. We can just take those small wins and be extremely happy. We also need to, we don't play versus Tahm Kench too much, but it's just something we need to keep track of when they are leaving the lane, that you're communicating to the team they're going back, and then also that he still has his ult because he can go make an odd man advantage somewhere else. So I pause it at this time because I want you guys to recognize, especially Central and Mystic, that after the 10-minute mark is when you guys need to start talking about Herald. You don't have to do Herald right away, but just you should start the communication about it. 12 minutes is when we should start making a move for it. Even if Central, you know you can do it on your own, and you tell Mystic to just stay in lane, that's perfectly fine. You guys just need to, around the 12-minute mark, make the move for Herald. So just wanted to pause to remind you, the conversations about Herald start around 10 minutes. And you can do the Herald before the 12-minute mark, and you can even ask for Mystic to come earlier. It's just to start the conversation. So, and this is the time I was telling you to about where you basically telegraph that he's here, and we waste a lot of his time. You have to hard shove this into the turret completely, or you need to just run completely out of picture so it looks like you guys are going back. Because the way you guys do this, you're just basically telling them that you want them to come out of the come out into the lane. So we just waste like close to a minute of Central's time before they probably are asking the same thing that we should be asking: has anyone seen Jarvan lately? And then the Tom just puts a ward literally right on top of Central. So you guys need to, the turret's hitting the Cannon right now. You need to just back all the way fucking back up, or you guys needed to do it earlier, because now it's in such an awkward state. Like it just seems like you want them to do something. Or Varus is the one who puts the ward down, I'm sorry. He's got to sell it better. That's all. And then Crab's coming up right now as well. So this is something like in a closer game that we should be communicating to, where we should be like, bottom, just stay for a minute because I want to get the Crab uncontested since we would be able to support a lot easier. And with Central's just going to get vision here, but this is something going back to like we don't play versus Tom Kench a lot. It's perfect. What he's doing is great, but we just need to Central and as well as the bottom. We need to just keep track of that this champion exists that we don't play versus that often, so they can get to us a lot quicker. And then Don, the way you're using your alt here too, we already saw the. We can go back to it. We already saw the Tom Kench ult coming in. By the time that you ulted, there's no reason for you to ult forward. So right here we know that, oh, you ulted this way. Oh, wow. You do not need to do that, buddy. He hasn't used any of his combo yet either. I appreciate you wanted to back him up, but we end up trading this, I think, 1-for-1 if I'm not mistaken. But you don't have to ult forward like that to back him up. Just yeah, we get 1-for-1. I'm pretty sure he gets out because of cleanse and flash. Yeah. But all right, back to double speed. So immediately we go right on to Herald, which is nice because we know that one of their main damage dealers is dead. And this is something you guys did extremely well tonight that you have not done like the entire time we've played, is having people peel off of stuff, or all of us peeling off when we bait them to objectives. Because you guys have such good, like just you three right here, your crowd control is really strong. So, but normally we wait too long, or we just wait too long on stuff like that usually. So you guys did a really good job of that stuff tonight. Especially, I think this game during Baron, where we peeled off and get like 2 kills, I think, on the first Baron. Where normally we would just sit in the fucking thing and we're not controlling the area enough. So this is the second mountain. Dawn did a good job of dodging this stuff. But remember what we talk about all the time. We want to position on the mid side of Dragon, and most of our teams over here right now. We need to, because like I said, we always talk about this. Dubs, I know you're new to this conversation, so anytime Dragon's up, we want to position on the mid side of the lane, because if we decide that the fight is not good for us at this time, like they have complete vision control right now of this area, we can easily crack this turret. We can position mid, and as they start doing it, just basically rush this down and take the turret as a trade. Because they can't come straight at us, especially with how much crowd control we have. And we have Alex can TP in as well. As Ryze isn't strong at all, it doesn't matter if he comes in. So remember, guys, we want to try to position on the mid side of the Dragon, just so we can make really smart macro decisions, because they're not strong enough to fight us in general right now. But if they give us a free turret, we're going to take it all day. And this is something we talk about all the time too. I'm going to slow down on the actual smite. We need to talk about what your smite number is and when you want them to burst or slow down. Because I'm pretty sure this goes to 34 hit points again. So the possibility of this getting stolen is there. So his arrow hit it for 500. So this one was more of, I guess his arrow did way more damage than anyone expected. I didn't expect it to do 500. But then we turned this into 2 more kills. So immediately though, right now too, is what can we be thinking about besides killing Sejuani right now? Is we've mid turret is basically free. We know what side Varys and Singer's on, so as soon as she's dead, we could turn this into mid turret as well, like easily. Mystic should 100% go back, but the rest of us we could go turn this into turret right now if we wanted to. I'm perfectly fine with you guys just resetting here, but I just want you to always look at as soon as a team fight's done or an objective's done, what's the best decision we can make based on making a play with our macro. So right there, we could have actually taken mid turret right then. It was already at half health. They had two of them dead. I don't think he's chunked. He doesn't have flash right now though. Sindri doesn't have flash. Like they can't stay at this turret by us, so it's just free because we have so much pick. Mystic would have to go back. The rest of you could have stayed. But regardless, it's perfectly fine resetting as well. I just want you guys to always look to think of what's next after we team fight or get an objective. Or even, like I was saying, if we're trading objectives, we give them the dragon and we're positioning on the mid side so we can take the turret for free. So most of this game we make really good decisions. There's just small stuff, and some of it is just me wanting you guys to think about macro all the time, basically. But there's the next dragon is where we make our first really big mistake, and it's just us making a good attempt on the Varys. We get his flash, but then we over pursue and we basically give up we give up the fight and the dragon because we over pursue and lose. I think Central's the one that dies. This is a really good dive by you two. And we have Herald, so it makes it even better. So this is something too, like immediately at this point, you guys can start talking about like you guys want to clear the next wave of minions basically if you can, but you guys could then make a play where you rotate to mid lane. Alex has to go back, but Central again can stay on the map. Rise is dead, so it'll be a 4 versus 4, and if you just pause at this turret basically as the 4-man group, you still have, as long as you took care of that wave that I was mentioning earlier, if you took care of this wave earlier, then this gets to crash no matter what, and then we have 4 versus 4 here. But if they don't rotate, so Sindra already rotated, so now it's 4 versus 3 at this turret, so you can just threaten a lot easier. We end up getting this, I think, anyway, but it's just how your conversation can be. They're going to have to send someone over there to rotate because Rise was dead, yada, yada, yada. But this is, again, Central really denying this jungler a lot too, which is really good. So even your conversation could have been that, and that's perfectly fine. I'm going to take the blue that's coming up right now. They have to respond to Herald. You guys stay middle, and then if you can get it, great. If not, just hold him there so I can deny more in the jungle. So we got a minute till the next dragon. This is where our first big mistake is of the game. I don't remember if we make another big mistake or not, but Alex is here on time. We got vision control of everything. This is completely in our favor. The only thing that they have going for them is Rise does have TP and they have all their summoners right now, but everything else is in our favor. Like we can look, we have kind of even on items in the AD carry role because of the farm difference. Same thing, mid lane farm difference. We have item advantage in the jungle. We have a full item, 1.5 items pretty much. We have about 1.5 or like a half item advantage up top as well. So we have all the item advantage in the world. We're up by just under 4K. So we have everything here. So this is where Dawn's getting wave management. Dubs is doing wave management right now. This is good. We're not losing out on experience. So immediately right now, the same thing applies. We know, like, if they're positioned down on that side, same thing again. If we're just on the mid side, tier 2 mid is ours for free. We could just give up the dragon if we wanted to and just take tier 2 because it's only Rise there and he can't fight us. So this is where I like that your guys initiate, like the initiation you're going to take here is to go for this. As soon as he blows flash though, and we already use this, your ultimate, the separation from you and the rest of the team, because look, Don's here because he was doing the wave management mid, which he was supposed to be doing, and Dubs just was down here taking care of the wave that was on the turret. There's no reason for us to over pursue now. It should just be us disengaging because now we got a summoner advantage and he's their strongest member on their team, I believe. Singer's a little stronger, I guess. So this is where we just disengage. It's perfectly fine. We ended up using a flash and an ultimate here, but we're still overall stronger as a team with our items. So it's perfectly fine just to disengage now. But we over pursue big time, and we end up dying to the snipe from Varus. So your aggressiveness was awesome. I loved Flash by Mystic and you going ham on him. But as soon as we get his flash, it's perfectly fine just to back up and then go back to objective-based thinking. Because now there's a big standstill here. They have the numbers advantage because we lost Central. They get the Dragon for free now because the only way for us to contest is with Cho'Gath basically, but we'd be suiciding him for a mountain that we don't really need. So as this progresses, I can see you guys basically communicate to go to the mid lane side, like we talk about being mid lane priority. Like you guys are walking there now, so that we could create pressure onto them, so they can't get anything extra out of this. So it just took you guys a minute, but we should always be positioning on that side anyway. So say we did that same play where we blew Varus's flash, and then we immediately go back to the Dragon Pit, but we position on the mid side of the river. As soon as they show on the bottom side of the river, Dawn already took care of wave management. We have an easy rotate to mid, 5 versus 1. If they get the if they decide to stay and do the dragon, we could potentially get 2 turrets if they overstay towards the dragon, and we'll take that shit all day. Remember, always position on the mid side of dragon. Every fucking time. And then we start creating some good vision. As you can see, he's clearing it out right now, but we had good vision already on their blue side of the jungle. But you guys do a good job. Here's the next play it's a very small mistake, but it's a good decision by you guys what you were setting up. So you can see Dawn is creating pressure in the mid lane with the wave. We have Alex in the bottom lane, and Dubs is taking control, getting the wave management so we can push it to the top side. But the only problem I have with this play is just the fact that since we are always going to be unbalanced in this situation, you guys get a good pick off your vision here. But since we're going to be unbalanced, if we didn't, especially if we didn't get this pick, is because Alex is so far behind. Obviously, you guys got a pick, so it creates a different scenario. Remember, you want to be balanced, so because when you're unbalanced, it's a lot easier for them to rotate and create a numbers advantage first. So my only problem with this now is as soon as Central decides he's going to leave this area, you both need to leave. Like immediately. So he's not there with you guys, you need to just leave. Because you need to be rotating to make some other play happen. Even if it's just you denying the wolves, basically. As soon as he's not in the lane with you guys, you need to get the fuck out of there. Because we now don't have a numbers advantage because we're split up so much. So you both stayed just a little bit too long because Central wasn't there with you guys, but Mystic's the one to get punished for it. because they have the Varus ultimate. But see how Central even rotated mid? We could have. They have to had someone here basically to clear this wave. We could have just rotated here as a four-man group and got this turret completely without anyone dying. But the play that I was talking about beforehand is you guys creating this pressure mid and top, so Alex gets this turret for free because the Rise doesn't do anything to him. So what you guys were setting up was good. It's just um, executing more than just being in separate lanes. You guys could have done. You could have bailed, pushed the wave to the turret, and then rotated mid with Dawn, and then you guys have endless amounts of pick with just the Ari and the Thresh, and you guys are way ahead of them in items anyway. So just remember, wave management forces them to go react to it, so their turret doesn't go down and they don't lose experience and gold. So someone has to rotate to it. If you just sit there and stall and the wave keeps crashing into the turret, you're winning no matter what because they're losing out more than you guys will. So just remember that stuff. So now we have TP, they have TP, everyone has summoners except for Mystic and Varus, it looks like. So again, it should be vision control, um, setting up plays around vision control. They double pink this area. And just a reminder, these crabs, once you kill them, they come back in 2.5 minutes central. So just remember that, so you can basically look at the time now. So this is going to come back up at 27:42. So we know when this comes back up, but throughout the game you can know that. So it's easier for you to contest them after the first. So again, we have we have a 3k gold lead now, so it went down a little bit. I think Varus misses his ult here. Remember, anytime you're going to ward like this too, Mystic, we don't know where any of them are. You just have to wait for the guys to get there with you, buddy. Just don't go ward solo, because it's suicide. If this guy hits you with this, you die again. And if you don't die, we end up losing the summoner from Dubs. He might have to heal to keep you up there. But this is what we talk about of, like, we have a good pick composition. We're creating picks off of vision. Dawn saw this guy run this way, literally, like, we know exactly where he's at. They should actually know where you're at too. This ward's there. Yeah, this guy just lost track. Oh, you dodged his stun, nice. So all we gotta do, when we have a pick composition, you just win with vision. Like every game, you'll win with vision when we have pick. Good job putting the wave to the turret. So no matter what, they need to respond to that shit or they're gonna lose out. And this is the Baron I was talking about, where you guys do a lot better job of just deciding to turn and fight a lot sooner than we normally do. We usually take way too much time to decide to peel. Like, good job, Dom, with the charm, but we all decided to go. Central fucking locks him up. So this right here is exactly the point from the third Baron or third Dragon Central. He doesn't have flash now, so it's easy to revisit. Same thing when you're ganking lanes. So this is a prime example. He oversteps and you can just lock him up and there's no way he can get away. You can take small wins and then revisit, and then it's free. That's why that level 2 stuff, like we'll talk about in the next game, is really important for you to just take the small win, because you can always revisit. You do a really good job setting the tempo in the early game. And then you guys do a good job resetting tonight too. We have wave management, I think, mid and top right now, so they're going to lose out on experience, plus we get the dragon, and then it's just easy for us to rotate. So Rise is top right now, so no matter what, we're going to get onto this turret before they can really do a whole lot. Just remember though, we need to stay balanced. So again, right now we're unbalanced. If you look at the mid lane, we need Dawn to be pushed up further before we get to the turret, because this gives them even just a 3-second window to basically just fucking hard engage on us, because he doesn't have teleport either. So there's no way for him to get there. Ryze has teleport, we should know that. They don't have any wards anywhere, luckily, so he can't like flank us. But remember, this is why we need to stay balanced. If they wanted to, they should be Sejuani ulting and hard engaging on you guys right now. Especially he's separated from you guys, everything. That's why you have to wait to be balanced. You need Dawn to push this basically to right here where the second turret is as well. Because if they don't respect Dawn, you guys can just wait for him, and then he's going to get up to here. And you'll see in a second that he basically goes all the way to the fucking inhibitor turret, and they're sitting at a tier 2 turret while he's taking a free inhibitor turret. This is why it's important to stay balanced, especially when we have the lead. Like, Ryze can't do anything. And Dawn's just going to fucking shit on this kid. Look. 4 of them are still sitting here, and we're getting Baron enhanced minions on the inhibitor turret, and they're just going to sit here and chill with you guys. They should have immediately ulted and engaged on the 3 of you when you guys were unbalanced with Dawn. Remember, you just gotta be patient. Better teams will see that shit and they'll fucking jump all over you. Just gotta be patient and slow down. Look at this. They're just now reacting to Dawn. He's already got a third of the fucking thing off. And I was yelling at my screen right now, Alex, just walk up to the turret. Alex, just walk up to the turret. And then you finally do. And then also, remember, go back and grab the fucking next wave. It gives it speed burst and everything. It'll help out Dawn, who's splitting and everything. It'll just make it happen faster. And again, we want to be balanced, so Dawn's already on that thing. They have to react to him. So this is the fucking easiest turret in the world for us right now, because if they try to go on you guys here, we just back up and Dawn gets an inhibitor. Sorry, I want to slow down for that part. So again, we didn't have to rush or panic at all. Good knock up. Dawn gets blown up. Barely gets away. The Varus barely gets away. But it was just easy. We honestly, in all honesty, we didn't even have to force that fight there. I know you guys felt really safe. We have a really big lead. Just remember though, we have fucking $6,000 in our pocket though. So forcing that fight there, even though we do have a big lead, it's 6,000 less gold that we haven't spent yet. So think of it that way too. So we could have just got both turrets for free, never even fought, and then just backed up without risking anything. So just remember, the money that we don't spend is part of our gold lead. That's an attributed gold lead. So we didn't have to force there at all. We could have just taken the free 2 inhibitors, backed up, reset, and then just made the game just really easy. But I understand why. You guys had no turrets around you, so you felt confident you could do it. But just remember, there's only 18 kills in this game, which is a lot lower than a lot of our games. That's why I was very happy with this game, because you guys there was only 2 times this whole game that you guys looked like you felt rushed, basically, or you wanted to force something. Was that and the third dragon. So same thing with being balanced here, is no matter what, if you guys have your 4-man, whoever you have in the mid lane is going to be unbalanced with whoever's in top, because of where the tier 2 turret is. So you guys just need to be aware of that. So yeah, as soon as they send 2 people top, now we can move up, because we don't want to fuck him over, but we also don't want to put ourselves in a a big disadvantage by being in the wrong spots. So I want to see. Okay, Alex is already TPing. Good. See, Alex, that was very good timing on that one. You didn't hesitate at all. Well, I'll show you in the next one what I was talking about on the like it wasn't even a long nocturne alt, but that was really good. So again, you guys are smart. You're going straight to fucking the objective. They have no way to contest this shit. And then this is another time where you guys know that you can get something for free, and then you guys immediately reset after. This is really smart. Just a free turret, and then you guys just all reset. This is really good. Resetting on time, back timings, all that shit is way undervalued for people who aren't in don't have a lot of experience in fives, especially people that I don't even know how to word it. Don't take fives as serious or try to improve like as a group if they're just playing with friends kind of stuff. Back timing is fucking huge. So again, we need to stay balanced. So is the common theme of this game is just us pushing. We need Dawn to be as far as we are before we can do anything. So we just need to make sure that so now he's up there basically with that wave. There you go. Dawn's grabbing the wave now. Now we can chill out because Ryze can't handle all these super minions. And Dawn has his ult, so if they decide to come at him, he can just back up. So the only thing here, Dawn, this is what I was mentioning to you before. If they're going to collapse on you, you never want to run mid lane because you want multiple of them to chase you out the bottom wave because then the rest of the team just gets that top turret for free. If you run mid, it's going to bait us to come to you, and it's going to make it easier for them to get a Sejuani ult or a Syndra stun. So this is exactly what we want right now. Is it doesn't matter if Alex gets chunked a little bit. We get to devour at him. We just got the other inhibitor. So you should just be forcing on exactly what you're doing. But even if they're coming this way, you don't want to leave. You don't want to leave through mid. I don't give a shit. You don't want to leave through mid. You can see three of them right there. It's only two. And it's Ryze and Tom. If anything, you should just be going straight through here. Not up. Because you're running basically where they are. If he fucking hits you with his tongue, who gives a fuck? You ran right towards where they can stun you basically and just made it impossible for you to get out. Because just imagine if you ran basically just straight this way. You're going to get stunned by the Ryze, and you'll probably get tongue hit by the Tom Q, but you're going to get out before you die. And now these guys just get to stay on this turret and get it for free. But now we end up giving back 4 kills because now we're in a rough spot because of how short of a distance they had to travel after they got the pick on you. But it's still, look, we just made a big mistake, gave them a whole bunch of shutdown gold. They got, and we're still up 4.3k. We have a massive lead, a lot of things going our way. We're not losing this game. It's just small details. Remember, like when you're doing making objective-based plays and decisions and thinking about macro, even just the way you exit, like I was just telling the Dawn there, will actually impact them way worse than it would us. Because even if Dawn ends up dying, but he dies like here, we get in the last inhibitor turret and possibly get this inhibitor by the time they can get back there. So it's just really small. This whole game is just a million small details rolled up into one. You just got to make as many right decisions as you can. So they need to fix the damn spectator thing. It doesn't tell you anything about the dragon being up or anything still. They fucked that thing up. This is where you guys do a really good job of getting vision control right away, but Central's actually behind them too, so we get a nice flank. It's a good job by Central separating Varus. Look, they're fighting this with their two guys that are one's in base and one's there. So immediately, look how Central turned his focus, Don. You should have been doing that already too. You end up dying here, I'm pretty sure, in a 5 versus 3. You got just guys. You just got a good flash hook, by the way here. Um, you guys gotta just learn like that small advantage in this one was got Varus's flash again, so we immediately can turn our focus somewhere else, especially since we have the numbers advantage. We're 5 versus 3 in this. Like no one should die in 5 versus 3. If you guys just basically learn to switch your focus a lot faster. Now the game's over. So you guys only made, I think, two really, I'll consider them big mistakes, and then a few small mistakes. So you guys should be really happy with this game. Just the common mistakes that we've had happen a few times. The mid positioning for Dragon is a big thing to just emphasize going forward because it's something we talk about all the time. But also staying balanced whenever we are in the lead and we're pushing our advantage. Don't give them any opportunity to get like a 4 versus 3, a 5 versus 4, anything like that. We need to just make sure that we're staying on top of just not feeling like we have to force or rush anything because we don't have to. We don't ever have to force anything when we have a lead. We can just take it slow. And any team that we play in IG, I don't give a shit who it is, we're going to be better than. Better than. The only team that might be as skilled as us that I'm aware of is the Fruition team, but I don't know if they're good at macro making, macro-based decisions or how they actually play in game. I just know they're probably the best team in the league besides us, because I don't the Fish Taco team that we lost to, we should have 2-0'd them, plain and simple. But whatever happened where we just started thinking differently in the second and third game last week because we shit stomped them the first game. But yeah, we're absolutely better than every team that I'm aware of in this league. If you guys play like I know you're capable of playing, I meant to show this before the game, but this was the pick band from this game, so just wanted to point that out. Everything. The only thing I think I would have changed is probably the Talia ban, but I didn't see enough in their champ pools to really know where Rise was going, and I thought he was going to go mid lane based on what I had seen. So that was probably my only thing I would change, is change this out for something else, but I don't even know if I would have banned Sejuani or anything else because they only needed mid in that. So man, I'm not sure what I would have changed, but he has a good win rate on two champions only, these two, Zoe and Talia. That's why I banned it. But it was a really good first game. Like I said, just a few few mistakes, two big mistakes that some of them are common theme where we're chasing too far kind of thing instead of switching mentality back. And then also I don't know what your guys' communications were, but it seemed like it was really strong. So that I'm assuming was mainly Central for the first game. I'm pretty sure he said the second game that we started having more of a conversation, which is perfect. So good job, everyone, in this one. We'll go over the next one now.